What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about SOO.Network today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 19th day of October. Here we are at a voluptuous 98 cents with 6 hours and 50 minutes left in the day, up 16% on the day, hitting prices above $1 yet again. I'm pretty confident that we are definitely range bound, that we are here. We're probably going to be here for a little bit while longer. I doubt that we move up immediately, but before I get too caught up in that idea, let's check out the short-term indicators and see if there is any reasons to break out here right now, or if we are likely going to get tied up and maybe consolidate further. It's very possible that from this current price even that we see lower lows than anything else that we've got up in this area. So again, don't FOMO the top, right? This video, the purpose of this video is to give a price prediction, but it's also to hopefully talk people off of the FOMO cliff. It's never good to chase things, right? This thing, with that being said, likely does have a lot higher to go. A lot higher to go. It's got so much higher to go in time. It absolutely does. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw $100 by the end of the cycle. We're not even at $1 yet. And that should encourage you to hold if you did buy here. But I don't know if it's at an ideal time to buy now. What if it drops 20%? You know. With that being said, though, again, even if you buy here and it drops, that's okay. It's going to come back up. Just be patient. Okay. If you make the wrong decision and buy the high, don't complete the cycle and sell the low, because we will come back. We will. The high is momentary. Okay. But if you sell the low, that's forever. You don't get to get back in after that. 1 hour time frame here. Looking at this here. Zooming on in. Looking like a bit of a rejection. Man, those are some strong readings there. You got a 92. Stochastics are positive as hell. And the MACD also looks good. I mean, it's hard to be bearish with this information, right? A lot of volume came in, but you're just at the same areas that you found resistance before. I wouldn't be surprised if you did find resistance here. It's not persisting, right? You're rejecting immediately. 48 minutes left, though. That's suspicious. I'm suspicious of a candle that drops fast, man. Like whenever it opens, because then if you drop fast whenever it opens, then you can come back. That's how these big wicks, well, I guess maybe not these big wicks form, but let's see, like candles like that form. That's how, you know, candles like this form, perhaps, you know, stuff like that. You went all the way up first and then you came all the way back down. Let's look at the 15-minute time frame. We don't normally do that, but let's look at the 15-minute time frame. I'm not really seeing any signs of stopping. You've got a lot of volume here, but really, you got 2 minutes left. I'm kind of curious as to where you'll close this 15 minutes. Because what if you pull up a little bit and you leave this candle with like half a wick? You really could continue to move higher. I'm sticking with it. I think that we are at a point of resistance, but if I'm wrong, just get a 1 hour time frame to close above $1.10, and then boom, I'm wrong. Do that. And then you're moving up to, well, probably several dollars. We'll get into the higher price targets at the end of the video, talking about where you're going to go there. But just talking about the near-term stuff right now, I am expecting that we do pull down. I think that's what's going to happen. We'll pull back. You've got a nice uptrend here. Higher lows, higher highs, right? But you're at that point of resistance. Come down, come back up, find some bearish divergence probably. I wouldn't be surprised if you did get another candle close above $1. But with that, you probably form some bearish divergence, then you come down. You don't even need bearish divergence. Maybe you get a lower high and you get a lower high here and it's just bearish convergence and you move down. You don't need a higher high for bearish divergence, but it just wouldn't surprise me. Again, moving above this high does not mean that you are absolved of going lower. That'd just be a prime trap. Just like here, you moved up here and then 3 hours later you moved higher. Okay. What the difference is that this candle's red, that the pullback was during this candle. You see, don't get caught up in that. It's the same thing. It's the exact, what I'm talking about here is the exact same thing that could happen here. It's just the colors are different, right? But more or less, we could see slightly higher prices and then pull back down. If the day closes above $1.10, if we close at all a 4 hour time frame above $1.10, then I'm wrong. Okay. Stochastics are bullish, RSI is bullish, MACD is bullish. It's hard to be bearish, but I'm doing it. And I'm not even bearish. I'm very bullish on soon. Very, very bullish on soon. I just think I think that right now is not a good time to buy. That's all I'm trying to say. If you're looking to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. This is a little bit more than I expected. I was expecting that we'd come up here. I didn't think we'd break through $1, to be fair. I was expecting that we'd come up here and find resistance and then come back down, though, right? That was the expectation down here. RSI looks positive. It looks very positive. I mean, you had lower highs here. I'm not drawing the best line, but you can kind of see what I'm going for. I mean, you've clearly broken out of it, right? You broke out of your downtrend there. Hard to be bearish. Hard to be bearish. Little double top on the stochastics, that helps. And the MACD, to be fair, as far as the 4-hour time frame is concerned, you are at a point to reject here, which you could, being at the 0 there, but maybe you do, maybe you don't. 2 hours, 45 minutes left in this 4-hour candle. Man, just like I was saying about the 1 hour, you started off to the downside and you're likely going to come up, but you started this 4-hour candle off to the upside. You might come back down. You've left big wicks in this area before. I'm growing, as the video goes on, I'm growing more and more confident that the right call is we're probably going to shuffle back down to 85 cents or lower. Okay? Probably. I'm very confident at this point, like 70% there. High to low. Yeah. This is very common, actually. I shouldn't say it's very common. It's actually very uncommon from a high to a low on any kind of fib range to bust through your golden ratio on the first attempt. Typically, you find resistance here, you come down, and then you come back up the second time, and that's when you bust through. Or you find resistance again, and then the third time you bust through. You know, typically, the first time, though, you do find resistance. So when you're in a non-typical situation and you do break above the golden ratio on your first attempt, typically outside of the realm of normality, you will find resistance in the 786, 886 zone. And if you do this, the closer to the 886 you are, the more likely you are to find support at the 0.5 to 382. The closer to the 786 you are, the more likely you are to find support at the 382 to 236. So I would say you're very likely to find support somewhere at 86 cents to 90 cents, 91 cents. And that makes sense, right? Go down to your 382, find support there, prior resistance right there, boom. Find support at your 0.5, kind of right here at your prior areas of resistance here as well. Anything and everything in between could happen as well. Though typically in moments like this, you would hit directly on one of these lines, not really in the zone itself. But I feel confident enough to say 91 cents to 87 cents, somewhere in that, let's even say 86 cents, somewhere in that zone is where you're going to go. If we get below 82 cents, the likelihood of seeing a lower low does go up, but I doubt that we're going to see anything too dramatic, right? I mean, even if it is dramatic, overall, you're up a lot. I mean, maybe at the lowest you find support at 55 cents, which is crazy. It's a 50% drop from here, but crazy drops happen sometimes amidst crazy pumps. Now let's talk about the upside, because I think that there is a lot of upside to be had. We went over everything, right? Yeah, we went over. The 4 hours robust right now, I got to say. But we still have a lot of time left in this 4-hour candle. 2 hours, 42 minutes. We could definitely pull back by the end of it. Daily time frame here, looking at these indicators. Stochastics, no bearish divergence, but the daily RSI, you're getting set for some bearish divergence, you guys. If you close here or above like $1.03, you could get some bearish divergence. Maybe I misspoke by saying $1.10 would set you free, because maybe you could even close there and still come back down. I'd say $1.20. Let's raise it to $1.20. Close above $1.20, and then you're expanding to higher prices. The RSI is very bullish. On the daily time frame, the RSI is very, very bullish. I mean, from here, dating back here, it looks like you've got a nice line, just perfect, holding you up. You bounced right where you needed to. You are in a turbulent zone right now, and we have 6 hours, 42 minutes left. I think that I don't want to be dramatic, but it's essential. If you want to see continuation rather immediately, it's essential that you make moves now, that you don't get tied up here, that you actually go against what I was seeing on the short-term stuff. The short-term stuff, if I'm being fair, is absolutely bullish. I just have a theory that we're going to reject here. Call it a gut feeling. I'm kind of going with my gut on this one. The lack of volume is rather telling, but that doesn't mean that it has to be true. I mean, some volume's coming in. We're getting some volume. But if you want to provide that you're not going to consolidate here for a longer amount of time, however it might look, whatever you might do, you need to move up higher immediately. Get this RSI into the overbought zone. And if you do close higher, there's a very solid chance that you progress to, let's see, whatever the fib would be from here, from a high to a low. That you could progress to $1.44 to $1.61, and even beyond that, up to $3. Like your next movement, I know it sounds crazy, but your next movement, and I'm not super bearish on this thing, I'm very bullish overall, but we were so critical of this moment, kind of rejecting here. It's kind of odd to talk about prices all the way up at $3, but $3 is within the realm of possibilities as far as the next target area goes. This 2618 to the 1886, that's your next target area once you break above the golden ratio. So you're in a very precarious situation. Because you're either going to continue making this move right now with very limited consolidation at all, and that's fine, continue. Or you are about to find some resistance around here, get a double top kind of dynamic going on, and then you'll be consolidating for a little bit longer, like you did back here. You know, you moved up at a very fantastic pace, and then you consolidated for a long time before you started to move up again. You might consolidate for a little while here, and then in November, you know, then we can start to move up again, something like that. That might be what happens. I don't know what else to say, man. I feel like I'm calling for both sides, and I am to a certain degree. Inevitably, I do believe we're going to go higher, and when we do go higher, $1.44 or 45, I should say, $2.95. This area should be monitored. These are likely areas that you're going to stop at, find some turbulence, support, whatever. But do you make that move now? I'm not quite convinced. I don't see enough volume. I'm not convinced. I'm going to say we come back down to consolidate more. I need to see more before I'm convinced. If we can close a day, I know I said $1.20, but let's say $1.11, final verdict. We get above $1.12. If we can close a day above there, then I believe we will continue to at least $1.45, if not as high as $2.95, something in this zone here. And we do that rather immediately by the end of this month. And then maybe from up there we could consolidate longer and then move up, you know, something like that. Time will tell. Those are your outcome possibilities, and there's probably a lot more that I didn't mention, but that's just my thoughts at least. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care. Bye-bye.